Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the QA session. Continuing off from our last question, let's see. What is my favorite operating system? Well, to be honest, the only two that I've actually been able to use is Windows and various distributions of Linux. So, to be fair, I cannot say much about the Macintosh operating system, Classic or OS X. So, to be fair, I'm only going to say I'm going to trim this question down to what is my favorite Windows operating system. That would have to be, right now, for the time being, Windows XP Service Pack 3. Now, I'm not running Windows XP Service Pack 3, but it's just been my favorite out of all of them that have been, out of everything that's been released to date. Windows Vista with Service Pack 2 comes in a very close second, because it fixes a lot of problems that a lot of other people have had since it's been released. However, with the look and feel and everything that I've been seeing in Windows 7, it's making a run to be the top favorite of mine, at least if nothing major changes between now and when it's supposed to go final, or RTM, mid to late next month. So hopefully nothing major will change, and if that ends up being the case, this will likely end up Windows 7 being my favorite operating system, thumping Windows XP from the top. Number 10, what do I do as a trained weather spotter? Well, there are two things that I actually do. The first is, obviously, I observe and monitor for severe weather. I watch for severe weather. And two, if it happens in the area that I'm in, I report it to the local law enforcement and then to the National Weather Service. Now, of course, in your country, if you're not in the U.S., your country, the National Weather Service may be called something different. But you would report it to those people there. Although, most of the time, you would likely report it to your local law enforcement, and then they'll relay it to the correct sources. But basically, you observe and report. That's what it's for. And also, number 11. What weather software, programs, and websites do you use? I use one weather program. It's called GR Level 3. It is, in my opinion, one of the best radar operating computer. It is one of the best radar programs that a person can have. That's at least in my opinion. I've used this program for like the last year and a half. So, during the trial periods with each version, and all that. And then when I finally was able to buy it, I liked it when I first installed the program, because it can show you so much information, and it displays the warnings, shows you the rain, shows you if there's any hail in the storm, or possibility of hail in the storm, shows you if there's a possibility of a tornado in it, shows you in its own way where the storms are moving, how fast and all that. It shows a multitude of things. It's a very useful tool I use, and as a matter of fact, it's running today. and it's even uploading images of what I see on my radar to my MySpace page. So even right now, if you go look on my MySpace page, you might even see in the upper left corner some yellow, an area highlighted in yellow. That would be a Tornado Watch box. That was, you can add features by downloading and, well, not, you don't actually have to download. You link to what they call place files. And these place files update automatically, or at least most of them do. There are some that don't update automatically, but you can go and you can download these place files and they update automatically, and thus you can get, you know, even more information put on the radar than you would if you had what they would call a stock installation, which is default settings. But yeah, GR Level 3 is a cool program. I love it. I use it. It's just awesome. Websites. Two simple words, well, not words, but two simple sites I use. The Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service. For the Storm Prediction Center, and I will have an annotation for both of these sites. I'm going to say it, but it may be wrong. If I'm wrong, there'll be a correction. It'll be corrected above in the annotation. But for the Storm Prediction Center, I believe it is www.spc.noaa.gov. And for the National Weather Service, it's going to be weather.gov. Weather.gov. When you go to weather.gov, you can click on your location and it'll zoom in and get your local area. For example, my local area would be www.srh.noaa.gov/mbg. Now, that long address, that's just a different way of setting your location, because it's not like you can really go to like weather.gov/mbg, because that won't work. But basically, you just go to weather.gov, click on where you live, and it'll pop up the website that it uses for your location. But yeah, those are the two sites I use, the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service. Let's see, believe it or not, the next two questions would take too long to answer before time runs out on me again, so there will be a third part. So I'm going to cut this for a moment, and we'll continue with part 3 right after this.
Let me show you just what